Good morning, gentlemen. How's it going? So, before I go to the gym, probably in the next hour and a half, maybe a bit longer than that, I thought I'd do a live stream, challenge myself. It's always a bit more challenging doing live streams in the morning, because obviously I've not long woken up, brain's not switched on as it is during the day or the evening when I've been gym, I've eaten, I'm more awake. So let's see if we get anyone coming on. If you come on the stream, let me know where you're coming from, how you're doing. Today, I'm going to explain the number one reason why most men, not all men, but a lot of men, they don't overcome their anxiety with talking to women. How's it going? Jay's videos. So to get straight to the point, and then I'll go into it in further detail. The reason why most guys don't overcome their anxiety with women and dating is because they don't face their fears. And that might sound like really straightforward. It might sound like obvious advice, but there's a lot that goes into that. There's there's a reason why they don't face their fears. And, like I've said before, a big part of facing your fears is setting goals. If you don't set goals, then you're not going to take action on your fears because you're not going to have any motivation. You're not going to have a reason because fear can paralyze men, especially in the area of dating and talking to women, building relationships. So a lot of guys make the mistake of getting into that mindset of being a victim, complaining about having anxiety with women. They complain about the problem, but they don't look for the solution. And what that does is it just keeps you stuck in a rut because you end up focusing on your anxiety and your insecurities and your struggles, and you end up using all your energy into that rather than going, okay, I've got a problem but I want to solve it ASAP. What can I do to solve it? There's loads you can do. Obviously, that's where my teaching comes in. So the mindset's usually wrong for guys as well. It's like they're it's almost like they're trying to solve their problems with women, but they don't want to solve their problems with them, which is the problem. So you've got to work on yourself. You've got to take action. You've got to have goals in life because if you don't, then you're always going to feel insecure with everyone, especially with relating to women. And when you're in situations and you like a woman and you want to speak to her, you're going to have all that anxiety. You're going to have all that negativity in the background because you haven't cleared it. You haven't resolved it. So the first thing I'd say to any guy who wants to overcome his anxiety of talking to women is, you've got to have goals in life because goals reinforce confidence. They make you feel good about yourself, and it's important to have goals anyway in life. So when you set goals, that'll make you feel a little bit better. And then when you start acting on your goals, that's when your confidence is going to start going up. And obviously, you've got to put a lot of work in, you've got to take a lot of action. I've said before, guys, I can't think of a better way of building confidence and lowering anxiety than training down the boxing gym. Or, maybe for some people, lifting weights or running. But I think boxing is the most effective. It helps you, it gives you so much strength and self-esteem, and it helps lower things like social anxiety. But a lot of guys are not doing that. They can't be bothered. They're too lazy. So if you're lazy and you can't be bothered, then unfortunately you're never going to get there. So that's why having a meaningful goal, when you find a goal that really excites you, whether it's to start your own business, whatever the goal is, it doesn't really matter. Setting a goal and working towards a goal and achieving a goal gives you confidence with women anyway. So that's kind of like the basic. That's like the basic guidelines of getting started. But it's obviously also as well. You've got to speak to women. A lot of guys are not social enough. That's another problem. So the first problem is guys don't set goals and they don't take action. They don't face their fears enough. And the next problem is they allow themselves to be too introverted. They don't speak to enough people, not social in general. And that's what makes it very hard to then ask a woman out, attract a woman, go on a date. Because if you're not social with the people around you, friends, family, new people, then talking to women is going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. It's going to be overwhelming. It's going to be scary because you don't have any foundation. You don't have nothing to work off of. So if you exercise, number one, if you socialize, number two, and if you have goals, guys, number three, and if you do these three, I promise you, it's a science 100%. I've done this myself. I've done this many times and taught clients on 6 weeks program and all Skype program, etc. You're going to be better with speaking to women. You're going to have more confidence because anxiety never goes away on its own, usually, in most things. In things like success, social anxiety, asking women out, making friends, starting a business, speaking, anxiety would never go away on its own. It can't. It needs to be worked on. You need to practice. So these are the three areas that guys neglect. Then there's a couple of other areas that are more on the surface but important. Appearance, like grooming. Like a lot of guys don't really pay attention to that. They just think that they can look mediocre, look scruffy, not look after their hair, their grooming, their fashion, and that's going to in some way entice and attract when it's not. That's important as well. That need like I'd say the self-confidence is the most important, but that's a part of it, being smart. So there are 4 areas already that you can work on today: exercising, socializing, goal setting, and appearance. 4 areas that women are going to judge you on. And it's not just about what women will judge you on, it's for yourself, it's for your own self-esteem, to your self-respect, to feel good about who you are as a man, as a person. So all these 4 areas, obviously, you've got to face your fears, you've got to become fearless if you want to get past them. It doesn't happen just by sitting at home and watching videos and reading books. That would never work. That would never work. Wouldn't work for anyone. All that's going to do is it's going to give you a lot of information. So even when you watch my videos, brilliant information, but you've got to act on the information. So that's a big part of it. I would say as well, a lot of guys, they struggle with the concept of feeling uncomfortable, which is a huge part of all this. You've got to get uncomfortable. You can't just expect to stay as you are and your whole life to change around you and women to find you attractive and to get a relationship or to get over your anxiety and be this confident man. You can't expect that, even though guys do. They're naive, without having to get really uncomfortable thousands of times, hundreds of times. Because if you expect that, then the reality is you ain't going to get there. You're not going. Nothing in life. Being successful, building a business, making money, helping people, talking to women, live streaming, all these things you got to get out of your comfort zone. And obviously, when you practice them for many years or many months, then it becomes comfortable. Then it becomes normal. But to get to that point, there's a lot of work, and most guys don't even get to that point. Unfortunately, don't want to work hard. Intimidated by the hard work, negative beliefs, but it's just like I've said in my vids before, you change it. Yeah, good to see you live. I'm good, really good. We're starting early today, and I'm probably going to do a live later on. I'm just trying to take as much action as I can to encourage men. So, I've given you the different all the different truths on why your anxiety, number one reason why it's not improving, because men are not facing it. That's what it comes down to. The absence or the avoidance, for a better word, of anxiety never gets rid of it. It only makes it worse. So there's a lot of work to be done. And the quicker you get started, the quicker you're going to be happy and you're going to solve this problem and be able to speak to him. Because any guy can do this. That's the great thing. It's to where are you? Is that in Aussie land? Is that Australia or is that in the hold on a minute. Oh, that's the States, right? 5 hours behind, if I remember. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, that might be Australia or somewhere. Let me know where it is. So what was my point? Where was I? Um, oh, where was I now? See, I just along the yeah, it's facing it. If you don't face the anxiety, then unfortunately, it just doesn't go away on its own. I've got half of my life experience with this. I've been coaching people for years, and I've suffered with anxiety as well, and had to really improve it. So, but if you guys do this, Los Angeles, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. If you're a fan of my work, you get a lot of value. Hit that like button, share. So, anyone can do it. I always try and explain that to guys. Once you change this, once you change the way that you think about yourself and your anxiety, and you start facing it, you just get used to it, and then life gets amazing. And there's a certain point that you reach along this process where you get to a certain point where you just feel fantastic, and things start to change, things start to get better, and women start to respond in a much more positive way towards you. And the reason why they respond in a more positive way than they've ever responded to you, because you've changed yourself. You have become more of a positive man. You're more confident. And the reason why you've become that is because you've been facing your anxiety. You've been facing it. So all my work, all my videos, all my teachings over the years, they all come down to one simple truth, and that's to encourage men and say, look, you've got to face your anxiety. You've got to become fearless and face your fears, because only then will you reach happiness. Only then will you get the results that you want, not just with women in your dating life, but in any area of your life that you want to excel in absolutely, and any guy can do it. I've helped guys on my coaching programs from all over the world, from the United States of America, Australia, India, Germany, Ukraine, Holland, Ireland, England, Scotland, Wales, France, South America, Asia, Eastern Europe, Middle East, so everywhere, China, everywhere, Spain also as well. Good to see Spain on the live stream. I haven't seen Spain on these live streams for a long time, so it's good to see the different countries. So it's always been my message, because I figured this out over 18 years ago when I struggled with all these problems with women, with anxiety, with self-esteem, and I didn't know what the answer was for many years. I just thought something's wrong with me and I can't fix it. But it wasn't true. I found the answers, and it was in courage, facing the fear, not reading books. A lot of guys, they do that. They read these books and they don't change, because the problem with reading a book is a book's not real life. There's not emotions in a book. It doesn't teach you how to control fear. It doesn't teach you how to feel that anxiety. Good morning, Bobby. So you need real world experience, as Bruce Lee said, as I'm saying. And you're not going to get that from reading a book. You're not going to conquer your anxiety of women by reading a book. All you're going to do is bring more information into your head. So you gotta face it, and you gotta face your responsibility as a man. And we have a lot of responsibilities. Yeah, we're mixing up these live streams with, I like to change things up, guys. That's another important part of thing of growing. You've got to change things up. If you're doing the same thing every single day, unless it's working, then great. But a lot of times you want to mix things up, keep it fresh. I was going to say keep it spicy, but that doesn't sound right. So the mindset. the heart set, the motivation, the goal setting. Set a goal from today. What's your goal, guys? What's your goal with dating, with life? Yeah, life is a mystery. You're right about that. Oh, I got no comment on it. Not interested in it. Not interested in any of that stuff. Not interested in any of that. Don't even. I'm not even going to waste my breath on it. My teaching is about honesty, respecting women, respecting yourself, and not using tricks. If you're using tricks as a man, you're a coward. I'm sorry, but you are. If you're having to lie to women and you've got to fake it till you make it, and you've got to use routines, you're a coward. You're a weak man. You're wasting your time. So I'm not into that stuff. I don't teach that. So you know, you got to be tough, man, to do this. You got to be mentally tough. And I'm just trying to deliver a message and say, all of you have got it within you to do it. But let me ask you guys a question. You're always asking me questions, and that's great. Keep your questions coming. What is your goal at the moment? Let me know in the comment section. Because my goal at the moment, well, I've got several goals, but my goal with you guys is to make it to make a bigger a bigger. I'll write it down. My goal with the business to make a bigger and better impact on the lives of men who suffer from anxiety. That's my goal. That's why I'm doing all this stuff and returning back to teaching in December, coaching. And I've got my own personal goals, which I'm reaching at the moment, which was to lose weight, which I've done, get in shape, which I've done, train, improve my dating life, which I've done. So that's my goal. Make a bigger and better impact on the lives of men who suffer from anxiety. Help them to move forward in their life. Great. Risky lifestyle says my goals are to go back to work and try and keep my YouTube channel going. It's been okay but hard. Yeah, I wish you the best of luck with that. And just stick with it. You can do it. Do training. Mate, that's a bit rude. I'm not really going to read that out, man. The language is rude that you're using. You're not showing any class or any respect, man. So I'm not going to read that out. Let's try and keep the things respectful, man. Yeah, goal to be positive. Yeah, if you set the right goals, it will help you to stop being lazy. Laziness. Let me tell you about laziness. Do you know what laziness is? Laziness is fear in disguise. When people use this word lazy as an excuse, as a way to cover up being scared, being afraid. You know what, man? I'm gonna delete from the chat because you got a filthy mouth, man. You got filthy attitude, and we don't want it on the stream. And YouTube won't allow this type of kind of rude kind of words and stuff. It's no class, so we'll get you out of here. Okay, man. Another great tip, guy, for getting over your anxiety with women or with life in general, with social anxiety, is you just take like little steps each day. That's one of the biggest helps that I use myself, is just do a little bit each day, and all those little bits of effort add up. But if you think in your head, well, I've got to do everything today, I've got to face all my fears, I've got to climb all my, I've got to climb Mount Everest in one day, you're not going to do it. You're going to fail at that because that's going to be too overwhelming, too difficult. So everybody has to build up build confidence, build mental toughness, build motivation. You can't just become super motivated in one day. Motivation is something that you build over time. Yeah, you can get inspired and feel some motivation from my videos, which is great, or something I say, or music, but that's not going to last forever. You got to build a habit. So we're talking about building the right habits. In this case, we're talking about building a habit to face anxiety with talking to women, or and excuse me, with other areas of life. I think I'm gonna have to get some water. Keep me hydrated on these live streams. Any other questions, guys? Let's get into them. 100%. I've said it for many years. When you take action, the anxiety disappears. That's true. Well said. What's up, Dick Valentine? Good morning, gents. Good morning, everyone. Get your questions in while you can, guys, because it's not every morning I go live. I will be going to the gym after this, so get your questions in, a bit of morning motivation. And if it's not the morning because you're in a different part of the world, then good evening, good night, good afternoon, good morning, all in one. Hope you guys are doing great. Yeah, that's it, Bobby. You're gradually building habits and momentum. That's how it works. Listen, Big Frank, man. I've been saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. The gym is like a superpower for men or for women in regards to helping you to improve self-esteem. So many men don't do the gym today, and I'm scratching my head as to why they're not doing it. I mean, I know why they're not doing it, because it changes you as a person. Like, it gives you self-esteem. The more self-esteem you've got, the more confidence you're going to have with women, less anxiety. Let's get some goals in, guys. Let's find out what your goals are this morning. Let's get some motivation going so we can build on it, build momentum. Hit that like button as well, guys, if you're enjoying these live streams, and many more to come. It's good being me. That's a nice, good YouTube name. Mental toughness and motivation for sure. All right, using metaphors here. Well, listen, man. Anybody can be beaten in life by manly dogs, but it's getting back off the floor. We've all been beaten down by life. We've all had our challenges, but you can get back up. No, I'm orthodox. I can go south for a little bit, but I'm naturally orthodox. Do you think boxing training is more advantageous than other types of training? Well, I've been saying that, Dick, throughout all my videos, 100%. I've tried all the different types of training, and I love training. I love weights. I love running. But for me personally, nothing comes close to boxing. Like, what? Look how I've transformed. I was overweight 2 months ago. I had a fat face, fat belly, out of shape. 2 months of training, 25 boxing sessions, and I've lost the weight. I'm slim. I'm in shape. It changes you 100%. Yeah, I mean, it teaches you self-defense, but I mean, that's one of the benefits, but it lowers anxiety, definitely. 100%. I mean, just being in a boxing gym, just around these positive people, strong-minded people, it rubs off on you, you know. That's another important thing that a lot of guys neglect. They get around, I'm sorry to say it, but they get around weak-minded men, weak-spirited men, and then they wonder why they're not happy and they're struggling. So get around the right people, good, honest people. I'm not sure about that. Would prime Mike Tyson have beaten 40-year-old George Foreman? Um, Probably, but I'm not 100%. I have to do a little bit more thought into that, but who knows? 100%. It's been saying that again, Frank. Very intense training is good for stress. So it feels like you guys have you've catched on to the benefits of well, I don't use steroids. I've never used steroids, but listen, I haven't got anything against someone who wants to do it. People are adults, it's up to them. But for me, I never used it, so I wouldn't use them. I'm not. It's not really I'm not in. What's the point for me? Unless you're competing as a bodybuilder, I understand, but I don't need them. Keep it natural. That's another problem I've said before. A lot of guys train, but they don't train hard. For me, right, training but not training hard is almost just as the same as not training at all. Because if you're not training hard, you're not going to improve. So working hard is one of the most important values that any man could have. And that's not a generalization. Any man or woman who wants to succeed. And you've got to work your ass off if you want to get over your anxiety. Getting over anxiety is a full-time job, this is why most guys, they don't take the job. They don't want to do it. They don't want to put the work in, but then they want to complain about being shy, being introverted, and things not working out. So you got to really work at it if you want to see results. It's funny, isn't it? It's an irony. Most guys don't want to work hard. This generation today is the quick fix generation. They want everything at the push of a button. They're impatient. They're agitated, stressed. They don't want to work hard, but they complain when they're not getting results. But when you work hard, when you get into the teeth of it, and you build a lot of momentum, and you take massive action, and you stick at your goals, and you build those habits, you feel amazing. Like you actually enjoy working hard. Like I love working hard. I love it. It gives me purpose and meaning. So most of the things that men fear, once they actually get over those fears and do those things, they're happy. They love it. They enjoy it. So all this stuff can be really enjoyable. It doesn't have to be like hell. It doesn't have to be depressing. It's not. That's just the wrong mentality. That's just normal human, you know, way of thinking about things. And most women have told me as well, they're attracted to men that are hardworking. It's one of the characteristics of a man that women like. So if you're not a hardworking person, they're probably going to lose attraction and respect for you. So if you want to gain respect from women and people, you want to work hard and you respect yourself as well. So working hard is one of the values as well of becoming fearless. Whatever you do in life, man, whatever you do, work hard at it, whether it's the gym, whether it's relationships, whether it's business, whether it's your education. Mate, I'm not into that stuff. I'm not into this PUA pickup bollocks. I'm not into it, mate. So you're asking the wrong person. I'm not into all that language, all that stuff. You got the wrong guy here. I'm into honest relationships, talking to women normally without using that bollocks. Excuse my French. So, yeah, look, it's a decision. You can either live the rest of your life with depression and anxiety and unhappiness every day and all that comes with that, the pain of regret and not feeling like a man and feeling unfulfilled. You can live like that. It's your choice. Or you can live the other way where, you take action on your goals and things change. One of the things I've noticed as well, what a lot of guys do is excuse making. Blaming and excuse making is worse. It's a bad character. I'll tell you guys that straight now. You ain't gonna get nowhere in life. You're gonna get nowhere with improving your anxiety relationships with women, or business, or making money if you make excuses and you blame. As soon as you make excuses and you blame, you just give all your power away. you just ruin opportunities to keep developing. So I would stop that ASAP. The blaming, the squealing, as he says in the Batman film, the Joker, squealing, complaining, and blaming. That's just that's just a weak attitude to have, to be quite frank. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with being honest and saying, I'm in pain in my life, I'm struggling, I'm hurting. That's fine. That's part of being human. That's not blaming and complaining. But then it's about saying, I want to change this. So sometimes you need to get help. You need to get a mentor. We need to get emotional support from family or friends. That's not being weak. That's being smart. But being resentful and blaming anybody other than yourself is a loser's mentality. You'll never create positive change in your life if you blame anything and anybody and you don't take responsibility. So we've got to get down to the hard facts and truths of what it takes to get over your fears as a man and be a better human being. Well, it's easier for most men to be bitter and resentful than it is for them to grow some balls and courage and get off their ass and face their responsibilities and smile and be positive even when things are not going well. So that's why boxing is it's great exercise, because it will get the bitterness out of you and resentment and anger or hurt, and it will basically exercise it out of you. You know what, as well, man, I've got to say this. Actually, let's move on. Did I enjoy the latest season of Cobra Kai? Well, sorry, I didn't read your question. Did you enjoy the latest season? Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. Yes, Dick. I am on the water. I'm actually gonna grab some because I'm really thirsty. I've been drinking water every day, no fizzy drinks. I'm on the diet and it's going great. What about you, mate? Same for you? Welcome, Joshua Stephen Warder. I think you're new to the channel, man. I appreciate you. I haven't seen your name up, so it's nice. Hit that subscribe button, Joshua, if you want, and you're getting a lot out of my videos. Anxiety isn't to be denied, but understood, and to some degree accepted as an aspect of vulnerability that one causes to be anxious, and more one embraces it. That's a good point. I can agree with you on that. I'm water only. Well done, man. Well done, Bobby, man. You cut that fast food down, you start seeing the abs coming through, and you feel better. You really do. I've been doing the same, so I'm proud of you guys, and I really respect and appreciate the effort that you're putting in, because that's all I want to see, man. Is people doing well, people happy, taking the action. And it's funny you guys pick up on that, because when you improve your diet, you start noticing that you feel more relaxed around people. You feel more confident. So we're going to talk more about that on this channel as we go along. Hit that like button, guys. It burns calories. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy my videos, I'm really grateful if you do. Hit that subscribe button, because when you hit that subscribe button, then you can stay connected. Nice one, Joshua. Yeah, build those muscles. And hitting that red button builds those gets the arms going. Man, I can't wait to I'm gonna start doing my evening live streams. I might do them in a hotel. A lot of guys liked it. Well, I'll do them in different places. But this is just a little warm up today. This is just a little bit of a kickstart to kickstart our days. And we've got quite a few people on. So when I do these in the evening, we're going to get more people on these streams. Any questions, guys? What are your goals so far? Let's get some goals going. Yeah, I think everybody can relate to that, Joshua, because everybody, well, most people, right? Most men have been struggling to get themselves motivated in their life because of the long period of, the pandemic. But now's the time to start taking action. We've had a lot of time to rest, rejuvenate. Obviously, it's been a stressful time for everybody. Everybody's suffered, but we've got to be strong, push through it, and start getting out there, being social. I don't recommend any books, not unless you just like reading and you want to, But for improving anxiety, don't read books. Take action. Good. You know what? Do you know why I asked that question, guys? The reason I ask men what your goals are because it immediately tells me if you're going to succeed or not in your life, where you're at. If I ask a guy what his goals are and he can't tell me one goal, I'm not saying he can't succeed forever. That's not true. But for now, he's not going to succeed. No goals, no motivation. No motivation, no action taken. No action taken, no success built. So I'm always relieved when guys can say their goals. Getting muscular gain, getting a girlfriend, fixing my home. Excellent, great goals, Bobby. You can achieve all them. Yep, amen to that. Appreciate that. Really nice goals there. I like them. Getting muscular again. So Bobby was once in shape. I can relate. I was. Now he wants to get himself back to being muscular. Getting a girlfriend. Great goal. Love that goal. Probably one of the best dating goals, I think. Fixing your home. Brilliant goal. I like that. Getting the home done. No, your goals are very specific. They're perfect. Joshua, I've been saying it for more than 10 years since I've been coaching guys. Action over books it's obvious, common sense, really. Maybe not for some. Very, very good. I agree on that. That's actually a good thing that you said. Journaling one's own confrontation, challenges in life, goals, dreams, feelings is way better for men than reading books. Because when you read a book, you're reading about somebody else's life, some other knowledge, right? But when you're journaling, obviously you're working on yourself. Now, obviously, books do have its place. I'm not completely outruled books because there are some things that you might need to read up on so you can educate yourself, of course. But when we're talking about the area of anxiety and fear, reading books doesn't really have a place because reading a book doesn't get you over fear. When you read a book, anyone can lay in bed and read a book. It's not scary at all, is it? Unless it's a horror film, but a horror book. But getting out there and facing your fear and finding courage is way harder, more challenging, which is why it's the right direction to go in. I'm on fire today. I've not even had a coffee or a glass of water. I just woke up probably about 9 a.m. and listened to some music, watched a little bit of the UFC, and then got straight on the stream. Okay. It's not a bad goal. It's not a bad goal to live every day as a microcosm to a balanced life. Not bad. Writing a book should be one's goal. That's a really good goal if that's what someone is inspired to do. So I've noticed today from the stream, which is good. I'm a bit shocked that a lot of you haven't really asked me anything about getting over your anxiety with women, which is fine because there's always people that will ask me that. You guys seem to be more, and this is a good thing. You're more concerned about getting yourself right and happy, and that is actually a wise thing to do. What's my type of music? I like all different types of music, all different types, all different genres, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I'm not a massive fan of the music today. Doesn't really appeal to me as much, but I like all of the classic music, all good music. I can listen to anything that's good, really. I like the rocky music or motivational music when I'm training. But I also, when I'm winding down, I've always liked love songs, especially the '80s. I find love songs are beautiful. They're really I've always liked them. Same question to you guys. What music you listen to? All right, fair enough. A few more minutes, guys, and then I'm gonna start making slow movements to the gym. I will be going live later this evening, by the way. So if you're about later on, come on the stream. I'm gonna be going again. To be honest, mate, I don't really listen to Billy Idol. Probably a couple of his songs I like, but I'm not. He's not one of my things, so I can't really speak on that. Well, to be honest, Joshua, I don't really have that problem anymore. I've gotten over that, so that's not something that I have a problem with. That's something that I help guys with. But obviously, I used to have that problem when I was younger. And the way I did it is the way I'm telling all of you. I just started to face it. I got to a point in my life, Joshua, when I was younger, where I was crippled by anxiety of women. I was such a shy, insecure, nervous, introverted young man. So I just started to go. You know what? I don't really care anymore. I'm going to face this. So I just got out there and spoke to lots of women and done a lot of public speaking and started a business and started teaching and challenging myself. So that's how I did it. Awesome, Bobby. Good luck with your interview, Dick. I'm sure you do great. Become fearless. Yeah, a lot of people like the Clash. I think my dad likes that group. I didn't listen to them too much. I'll have to have a listen, but they're really popular. Can a person be courageous if they fear nothing? That's a bit of a contradiction, isn't it? Because if you're, um, I see your point there. Well, yes and no, because in order to have courage, you've got to, the point of having courage is being afraid, being scared, and still doing it. That's kind of the definition of courage. So if you took away fear, which you can't do from a human being anyway, so bit of a you kind of trip yourself up a bit there because what you're saying is if a person had no fear, would they be courageous? Well, they'd have no need to, would they? But the fact is, everyone does have fear. So while humans still have fear, um, courage is going to be needed if they want to move forward in their life. But I see your question. A little bit of a trick question there, a little bit of philosophy in that. All right, gentlemen. You know what? We did 45 minutes. We'll call it a day. I'm gonna make plans to go to the gym today. So listen, come on the next stream. I should be on later on this evening. Subscribe, like, take this advice on board, guys. From today, you just start facing your anxiety a little bit at a time. Keep doing it regularly, and you'll see the difference. Yeah, I watch movies. Of course I do. Listen, Kieran, come on the stream later on this evening. I'll be on longer. I can answer your questions and help you out. I've got to make a move now. I've got to shoot. Have a great day, guys, right? Appreciate all of you for coming on. Thank you, all right? Have a blessed day.